Long day at the park and a really long night. First you got to give Columbia credit. They kind of just took it to us the second game, and really thought they did a great job of doing what we did the first 14 games. They were the aggressor. They were getting leadoff guys on base. They were fouling off tough pitches. They were active on the bases and making good decisions. And deep in the count, were putting good swings on us. And they just took it to us tonight. So credit to them, and glad we'll get a day tomorrow to kind of catch our breath and hopefully get back on track next week.
Obviously, Coach, you guys responded in the first game, getting a victory. Why do you think it didn't transition to the second game?
Yeah, I can't explain that second game, the fourth inning, giving up 11 runs in an inning. I think it was 7 straight hits, all kind of in the same place. You got to execute pitches better, but some of those were 2 strikes and we just couldn't put hitters away. It's a combination. You got to tip your cap to them, and we got to do a better job of executing pitches.
You mentioned the energy of your team after last night's game. How do you think the transition between the first game and the second game, how do you think that went with the team's energy?
Well, Columbia certainly had more energy. They had a lot more to cheer for. I feel like when coaches talk about like the energy, and then you're really talking about the guys that aren't playing, and I think the fault today and yesterday go with the guys that were on the field. And when you're constantly playing from behind and pitching through traffic, it's hard to be dishing out a bunch of high fives and yelling and going nuts, So they just took it to us, man. That's really all I can say.
There were 2 freshman pitchers that came out today, Alton Davis and Cade Woods. Of course, Alton kind of got roughed up a little bit. The first question about him, like how was he responding? Obviously, when he came off the mound, he looked pretty rough. He looked pretty upset, basically, just how he had pitched.
Yeah, Alton's going to be really good. The positive is, he was not shying away from the bat. You see a lot of young pitchers, they give up a couple hits and they start trying to nibble and dodge the bat, and he kept going right at him. You get a lefty touching 95, 96, and just wasn't missing any barrels. It kind of defies logic, and he's just got to do a better job of keeping the ball out of the middle of the plate and throwing his secondary pitches for strike to get him off the fastball.
But with Cade Woods, he actually had a really good outing today. What did you kind of see from him, and what are you looking forward about his growth and development?
Yeah, if there's one bright spot from the game, it's Cade. I thought he was outstanding, and 2 times ago he looked awesome. Came in at Sanford and just couldn't find his rhythm. He's somebody that's got really high-end stuff. He's 93, 95 with that mid-80 slider, and when he's throwing those 2 for strike, he's really good. He was awesome tonight, and that was definitely a bright spot for us.
Yeah, you mentioned that Davis, he was finding barrels today. How do you balance getting him more experience and playing time versus letting the game get out of hand?
Yeah, that's kind of coaching, right? You got to, develop players that have talent and believe in it, but you got to win the game today. So, there's certainly it's not always black and white. There's a gray area. Right now, we're just trying to win ball games, and we've been able to develop a lot of players because we've had a lot of separation in games. So, it's a lot easier to get a pitcher in there. You play, 4 days a week, and certainly easier to get those guys in. If you got an All-American shortstop, it's hard to ever take him off the field. So Alton, he'll continue to get opportunities.
Last one, at least for me. You guys are going on a 4-game road trip before you play UAB and then start SEC play officially. Of course, you have that 3-game series against Florida. How does this team, more specifically the younger players, I know this team's very senior, how does this team kind of shake this loss and then kind of get ready for that road trip?
Well, they have to. That's the only option. The good thing about baseball, we play often, and I wish we played tomorrow. We need to get back out and get back on track. So it's probably good in some ways that we have a day off tomorrow and can just kind of reset. Excited to go to Mobile on Tuesday. A lot of Bama baseball fans down in that part of the state. It'll be a lot easier for them to come see us. Have a nice rivalry with South Al. It'd be fun to get down there to that part of the state and play a good club. To get to league play on Thursday, and that's kind of a new season for us.
All good.